It all started with a book I read about 20 years ago. It was given to me by someone who said he had no use for it anymore. The book spoke about energetic beings communicating with people. Channeling it was. It spoke about our relationship with the universe and described it as a vibrant, living thing. What amazed me then, I remember, was a statement which repeated itself over and over again. You don't know who you really are. Do you? At the time, it all seemed to me like a fantastic story, which I had no clue about. Today, 20 years later, this fantasy has become my new living reality. Hi, I'm Dr. Liora Birnbaum, a psychotherapist who traded an academic career for the privilege of working with the universe in the service of development. I've been integrating channeling into my clinical work for 15 years now. I had no idea that my life would take such a drastic turn. But then again, channeling is never predictable. It does not bow to logic, to rational thinking, or to familiar knowledge. When I first started hearing voices, I was partially amused. Now, an ordinary therapist might have wished to send me for a psychological evaluation, but those voices, they taught me all I know about what I call today the psychology of the soul. I learned about the soul's early developmental stages, which apparently occur prior to our physical manifestation. My cosmic friends introduced me to the way we all write and sign our life contract. That is our roadmap, our inner plan to be fulfilled here. Along the years, the number of beings, voices I communicate with, has grown. And through them, I was introduced to new non-local cosmic libraries from which I obtained varied knowledge, some of which I'll share with you today. But I'm speaking to you today in order to encourage you to find your own connection with the universe if you haven't done so yet. It is essential that we all move forward to the new paradigm our world has taken upon itself. As you can see, it is changing rapidly. Therefore, I was asked by my cosmic friends to talk to you about finding your way home. By that, I mean that you would find a way, be it on your own, with the help of a book, or with someone near you, to learn how to use your consciousness as a vehicle to reach out to the transpersonal and get to know yourself better. My life experience, as well as my patients and students, testify to the fact that channeling can be a transformative process. It has the power to change one's life. It could inspire your inner knower to break through restrictions of space and time and expose you to the true nature of who you are and to that which you have agreed to accomplish here. When this inner knower awakens, along come questions like, who am I? Why am I here? What is the real meaning of significant relationships in my life? Is what I see, hear, or touch the only reality there is? The answer to these questions can no longer be limited to your familiar life story. No more. We are shifting towards an intuitive, less physical, universal paradigm. Therefore, the major factors which governed our lives are about to change, among them fears. Fears keep us attached to the physical reality. Our senses mediate the outer reality to us. Through them, we decide what is real. They are also the best fear keepers, since we rely on them in order to decide what frightens us and what not. Channeled material can rise above the human perception and reveal the true nature of feelings and emotions. Stubborn patterns and persistent fears, which we naturally attribute to our current surrounding. What is channeling? To put it simply, it has to do with using consciousness as a vehicle or as a research instrument in order to obtain knowledge from the universe. This knowledge becomes accessible through the alteration of states of consciousness, from ordinary state to an amplified one. Technically, it involves changing brain waves and frequencies, just like any other receptive device. It builds on meditative states and takes it a step further, that of communicating with transpersonal reality, with the universe, the spirit, or God. Choose your title. It also involves your soul energy and your heart. Your emotional world may influence the type of channeler you become. Therefore, taking this seriously may initiate positive change for you. It is a comprehensive technology which is yet to be thoroughly researched, but I can say at this point, this is a responsive and a communicative universe. We can converse with it. This technology is our current and next phase. It goes hand in hand with this paradigm shift I mentioned before, because this era is about rapid conscious expansion. The world has gone through revolutions aimed at different goals. There were times when the world focused on cultural and humanistic renaissance. There were times when the world was involved in defining and even fighting for the expression of God and religion. There were times when the world went through an industrial revolution, and so on and so forth. Now is the time for the world's conscious revolution, which brings many to search for transpersonal aspects in their lives. When you learn to channel, you personally assist the planet in its new quest through your joining consciousness. Exposure to channeled material in the course of therapy, for instance, can be very powerful, as it awakens inner and hidden knowledge and allows it to bridge between the varied perceptions of the self revealed in such therapy. It could become powerful for you as well, should you choose to. And so I would like to urge you and encourage you to find your own way to do this. Now let me share something from what I know about the soul's early stages of development. Departing from the spirit and becoming a soul is a major phase, which leaves an energetic scar in the soul's structure. This a priori developmental stage determines, among other, the core qualities of the soul to be expressed in the form of the changing personality. The separation stage leaves a mark on the soul structure simply because shifting from collective movement to an individual one goes through some sort of a splitting mechanism necessary in order to prepare the soul to life on earth. It means that the sense of continuity with the spirit, the sense of being inseparable, and the immanent connectedness become somewhat blurry. So here on earth, you and I will not remember home and believe us to be separated from each other. In order to create this unnatural separation, the soul experiences an inner split. There is a part which remains attached to the spirit while being aware of it. And there is a new part which experiences pain and contractions. These contractions are being translated into fear when manifested as part of the human personality here on earth. Each soul and its own departure. Each soul and its own fear of separation. If you ever wondered why women experience contractions in labor while giving birth, or why babies are having difficulties separating from their mothers, this is a good example to the way by which metaphysical processes manifest themselves in a material world. Now, with consciousness ability to rise above physical reality perceptions, through channeling, of course, it's possible to become aware once again of your own separation story, since it might allow you to break through your blocking fear. This fundamental fear is like looking glasses through which you understand and live your life. Such is life. What is the fear which accompanies you ever since you remember yourself? What is the fear that makes you become defensively reactive to your environment? Is it the fear of expulsion, of not feeling belonging? Is it fear of intrusion, as if someone invades your territory? Is it the fear of feeling exposed and naked, or of being abandoned? Maybe you are afraid of not being seen or heard. Are you afraid that your existence will depend upon others' approval of you? Or is it fear of the unexpected? Or maybe you're afraid of not being enough, that your existence is just not sufficient. You're missing something. You see, all these fears and more are simply variations of the initial soul's act of separation, since her natural being is that of oneness with the universe, with the spirit. Those feelings did not start here or now for you. You just cannot remember your initial pain because of that split I told you about. But you can certainly feel it. It is the drama of your karma. Did you ever stop to ask yourself, why did God trust me with this fear? Or is your fear just a negative factor in your life? Why were you awarded this drama, which became alive with this particular mother of yours, this father you chose, along this particular life course? Did you ask yourself, what is the special dance, the unique shade of light that only you can bring to this world? And how does this fear has assisted you in shining through your difficulties? Has it not? You see, we're not accustomed to view our fears as a mission from God. An evolving story via channeling may initiate an emotional resonance which echoes through times, creating a conscious continuum between various aspects of that self of yours, those parts which are not accessible to your human memory. Having both personality and soul listen together to the evolvement of a predominant fear may create a bridge between these two layers of reality and between two memory libraries, spiritual cosmic one and a human earthly one. Exposure to the soul's journey means gaining knowledge about your own life contract, which has your signature on it before coming here. Realizing that will not allow you to continue feeling like a victim, if you feel so. Victim of bad luck, bad genetics, victims of other people, destiny, or even God. Working with the universe means agreeing to the utmost acceptance of one's accumulative choices before and after physical manifestation. It also means agreeing to shift from a passive subordinate to being the creator of your life, from a victim to a collaborator. When you reach such self-realization, you complete a full circle and cue the drama. You realize you never left. You are always connected and always loved. Always have been. I may suggest a meditative exercise which you could follow on your own when you have time on your hands, even if you don't have the full departure story. You might want to use your meditative skills in order to go back in time to the moment of departure, the moment of separation from the One. It's a moment of formation, of becoming an individual soul, and acknowledging the need to start moving on your own. Just close your eyes. Let your breath lead you. Don't forget to focus your attention on your third eye. And gently bring your attention back to your breathing should your mind starts to wander. Use any technique which works for you and imagine yourself at an early age, 3, 4 years old you are, ready to leave, alone, on a journey, unknown, looking at the grown-ups. And let yourself experience whatever comes. Feelings, visions, memories perhaps. Just make sure that you let them come and you let them go. Find the way to do this and repeat it for a while. Every time you'll go there, you'll know who you are. Each time you'll open your eyes, you will not forget again. The more you'll stay there, meditating or channeling, the more you cross the restrictive lines you have set before yourselves thousands of years ago. Getting in touch with your spiritual guides, with your higher self, reaching out to some of your hidden stories. All these may form a new linkage between different pieces of experience and could promote healing. Your soul might be able to choose differently through you when sharing mutual knowledge with your personality, moving towards a more focused and direct path. We need to recognize two magical factors which influence our lives here. And now, after introducing the existence of transpersonal reality, it's even more crucial we remember them. The first is your immortality as a spirit. It is unborn and therefore unable to die. This type of acknowledgement is not an integral part of human experience. On the contrary, most people live their lives fearing death or trying to avoid it. Second is the ability to be ever interconnected, interdependent, and interrelated to all there is, while manifesting individuality at its best at the same time. Now, this may not be possible on a physical level. However, working on and with your expanding consciousness will allow you to experience it more, and eventually it will take place in your everyday life, and it will influence your relationships with people. These two themes of immortal existence and individuality within oneness are the two key issues to be recognized before we move on to our next phase as a planet, which is the intuitive phase as part of the big expansion. Many are still convinced that intuition is an additional yet questionable sixth sense, which requires connecting to. The truth is, intuition is no sense. It is the essence of your divine existence. This divinity has collected 5 other physical senses so you can believe that physical reality is all there is. What you call an intuitive sense is, in fact, the ability to recognize the true nature of being. It may appear to you as a sudden understanding, a guiding gut feeling, or as an unexplained passion for someone or something. It is no sense. It is the essence of being. It is the speaking spirit within you. So here is what I'm asked to deliver to you today. This shift is a mega shift. It's a shift of plans, as if the architect has decided to draw a different plan for the building. You, as builders of this world, have all agreed to yield to the patriarch for ages. Therefore, your world believed in maintaining classes and status as necessary to preserve what you have accomplished. Linear layers have piled up one on top of the other, like rocks, made you feel safer, since the one at the top, the leader, higher layers, knows what's right for you. And so you could rely on him. You trained yourselves to be followers of mega leaders in every aspect of life for ages. This is rapidly changing now, for your planet is maturing. And you need to realize that you each have the power to create. You each have to become your own leader. You cannot continue giving your power or wealth to others. This planet is rediscovering the goddess, feminine energy. Women are rediscovering their transformative role in those great changes. And they will continue to do so. And that's not all. Magical times awaits at the year 2018. This is the year when the sky will open up again, and a certain part of your world will experience a great flood. You need to know this now, so you will not think of it just as a natural hazard or as God's punishment, for it is not. On the contrary, we are talking about a new beginning, which the flooding water will enable, since there are parts of cosmic consciousness which are inaccessible to you without the help of running water. This will not be the first time. This so-called flood will open the door for the discovery of new worlds which may wish to contact you, and vice versa. Channelers will be able to communicate with this new consciousness, and the world will witness scientific breakthrough. The impossible will become possible in technology, science, and medicine. Later on, the Spirit will join hands with science and will lead the world forward. So come, join us in this. Find a way to connect to the universe, to the universal consciousness, to the Spirit, to your soul. It's time to realize that you are not people undergoing spiritual experiences. You are, in fact, brave spirits undergoing human experiences. Be well.